Counselor, there's a raccoon stuck in the vending machine.
That's so annoying. I wanted a snack.
Welcome to Trail Mix.
Our mini episodes from Camp Counselors Podcast.
Each week, the stories come from you, our Camp Shady Birch campers.
We want to hear your juicy gossip,
Top secret confessions,
embarrassing and scary stories.
and sprinkle in our sage counselor advice.
Trail Mix is for the campers.
And God, do we love ya. Hey, happy campers. Welcome back to Trail Mix.
If you forgot, this is our mini episode where we read listener-submitted stories brought to you by listeners like you. Thank you.
Our first thank you of 2025.
Oh, it feels so good entering the year with gratitude and a little bit of attitude.
What is it called when it's the quarter year?
Q3?
No, like out of 25. Well, it's just quarter.
Yeah, quarter. Oh, the first quarter of the year.
The first quarter of the century.
Is that true?
Yeah, 2025.
Oh,
The first quarter of the century is done.
Maybe I'm not good at math.
Oh, wait, well, I'll do a different number game for you.
Okay.
This is episode 65 of Trail Mix.
Hot.
There is a restaurant where I'm from. It's called, I think it's just called like Bar 6T5. And it's 6T and 5. What do you think about that?
Do they have T-bones? If they don't have a T-bone special, then they shouldn't be doing that.
You know, I've only been once and I was blacked out.
Okay, so you couldn't read the menu.
I didn't eat there.
Oh, okay.
They do have a roaring trivia night, I've heard. I've never been. I need to find a trivia night in New York.
I would love to. There's trivia right around the block, but
Ooh.
you won't go with me.
Well,
It's also like kind of on our busier nights.
I always feel so old because
Why?
I don't want to do trivia at 9. I don't want to do trivia at 8. I want to do trivia at 6. But 6, I'm busy. Ugh, is there virtual trivia?
Maybe
Off camera?
Oh my God,
What?
I bet there campers, please, if there is virtual trivia or if somebody has like a book club but with trivia, just a game night. Well, we can join in on Skype.
Oh, I know. I want to start
I'll call
joining.
in.
That's what I want to do this year. I want to join something that isn't work related.
Yeah, we
I
saw how
wanna-
that works out with volleyball for me.
I know, but that was never my thing. And I let you have that and I let you do that because that was what you wanted. But it was never my dream. And I want this year to be about my dream of a club.
Okay.
Like Josh is doing a bowling league. And that's
He's doing a bowling league.
He's been in a bowling league. Where have you been?
I didn't know I knew he was doing the book club, which again.
Well, he's hosting the book club, but he's
Yeah.
joining the bowling league. Boing league.
Boing, boing, boing.
Well, that's fun and cute. What do you think about that? What league would I be good at? Give me
you
some
could be good
leagues.
at bowling league. You're good at bowling.
You're good at bowling. Oh, I think we're both good at bowling.
I think we're all good at bowling.
Okay, here's a bowling trivia question.
Okay.
What's the maximum number of points you can win in a bowling game?
A turkey.
That's a name of a bird.
No, a turkey is when you get 3 strikes in a row.
Yeah, but what is the number equivalent of getting all strikes the entire game, including the final 3?
5,000.
300.
I knew that too.
I love watching that. I think I'm on Bowling Talk.
Yeah, we were watching somebody. Oh, no, wait, that simply was just me by myself. I think, yeah, the algorithm is definitely synced up through our Wi-Fi situation because I'm on Bowling Talk as well, but we're both clearly watching them.
I watched this video of a guy. I don't know if you saw the same one. Can I explain it?
I'm on Girls Only Bowling League.
Oh, well, I think I'm co-ed
Okay.
because this was a man
Okay.
and they show the board and he's on the final frame 10. And you know that frame you can get 3 X's?
Yeah, turkey.
So porn. So he goes up for the yeah, not you snorting, you little piggy.
It was so embarrassing.
So he goes to bowl the final X. And right as he lets the ball go, it flashes a bunch of photos of his dog. And the text over the screen says, less than 24 hours before this was filmed, I had to put my dog down.
Oh.
And then he throws the ball and it looks like it's going for the gutter. But somehow this man is so good, it has a curve at the end. And he gets the final strike.
Wow.
300 across the board.
Oh.
And it was for the dog.
I love a man with a curve at the end.
I love when a man pulls it out at the end and it's for the memory of the dog. And you know what? Like, it was sentimental. It was also so hyper specific. Like, I don't think I'll ever see a video like that again. But it stopped me in my tracks where I had to watch it twice. So I was like, wait, I didn't really read it the first time. I just saw the dog flashing. I'm like, what is this about? And then I really read it. And I was like, oh.
When I was younger, I would literally be
What? Not you
debating if I should tell this. I would do something like say bowling. It was mostly like
bowling.
It was mostly a situation like that or like a competition. And
What would you do? What would you do?
Stop.
No,
Campers,
last thing already.
Skip ahead 15 seconds.
No,
I swear to God, if anybody listens to this, I'm going to be pissed at you if you listen to this.
No,
so shut up.
I want to hear it.
I'm being vulnerable. I would, in my head, because I was in CCD at the time, I'd be like, well, Jesus, if you are real, then I'm going to win this soccer game. And I won't tell you if we won or not, but I know the truth.
The thing is, don't ever do that to Jesus.
Not me gaslighting Jesus. He's like, no, there's a lesson to be learned here, bitch.
You know what's funny about that? I'm not super religious, but I grew up really religious. And I'm not going to get into like where we all believe all of our beliefs. We all have our own thing, right? But every time something good happens to me, I always look up and say thank you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thank the universe all the time.
I don't think you say thank you. I think you test it and say if you're real.
No, I don't. You
just said you did that.
You're not downstairs when I'm making my morning cup of coffee every morning. I have my gratitude that I say as I'm making my scoops. And that's why you have a good day, because I'm scooping your coffee with gratitude. And now attitude.
Well, I think it's whatever you believe, what udder you believe, milk the udder. I think it's just good to say out loud when you're grateful.
Yeah. Thanks to the universe, whatever may be.
Well, thank you, campers, for tuning in to your first episode of 2025. We have a roaring year ahead of us. We'll be shaking our yabos. Sandwich had to sit down for this episode because his legs are bad.
Yeah. Oh my God. He was sweeping all Christmas break. He was just sweeping.
Yeah. And I was like, Sandwich, go home and celebrate. And he didn't have a family. So we had to bring him to our house.
That makes me really upset.
No, it's not. He celebrated us. He was doing the bongos the entire time, remember?
Yeah. He was on Christmas bongo duty.
Should we do the purpose of the show?
Shall we open up this fresh, never frozen bag of trail mix?
Oh my God, this is the freshest bag of the year.
It's only going to get staler from here.
Okay, well, I have a camper whose job interview went totally off leash.
Okay, I've got a super juicy warning letter from a scorned woman of fiance's past.
Oh! And I have a camper whose good family deed took a horrifying twist.
Okay, I don't know about your stories, but my story is so juicy, and I'm just going to preface by saying we're getting off on the right foot.
Oh no! I love my stories. This is a great episode.
Okay, so if you're standing, get sat.
Let's get into it.
This is a really big secret. Thank God we're on a body of water. This is Confession Canoe.
Welcome back to Confession Canoe, campers. You know the deal. I'm not going to even start with it. You know what the segment's about. Confess and we will listen. The story starts off. This is something that happened to me while I was trying to land one of the most lucrative jobs of my career to date. I thought I had this one in the bag, but I guess I should have brought a doggy bag.
Okay.
I love when they're clever. I love the clever camper. Here goes everything. I'm a photographer, and I had a company reach out with hundreds of employees that needed headshots. That's major. That's a major deal.
That is. That's also a major migraine.
Okay, well, you're such a photographer. They also needed their entire office compound photographed. They have places for their employees to bring their dogs, like a doggy daycare, a place for them to walk with their dogs on their lunch break, ping pong tables, a restaurant, the works, kind of like a Google in New England.
Okay.
What do you think it was? El Bean?
I don't know.
What's a big company out of New England that would have like a campus? You know what? My sister works for a big company, and I won't say the name of it, but
it could have been that.
It could have been that.
It really could have been.
Hundreds of employees.
I've done something like that. I was the videographer for a company.
You did?
It was a funeral home company that I got a little peek behind the curtain. When the funeral directors at local small places are out of town, they'll have it forwarded to a call center because, like, you know, it's a funeral. People don't just want to like leave a message. They want to talk to somebody who can take down detailed notes.
Wait, so true. You don't want to call and have to talk to a voicemail. That's crazy for a funeral.
This center, it was in Pennsylvania. I don't remember what it's called. I'm not concerned about anonymity. Well, one of the higher ups was a little greedy, especially with the pay for me, free work that I was doing for him, but that's besides the point. But they had people training in accents for different parts of the country. So like if it was more Texan, they would have like the people who had family or relatives in Texas, and they were all there in person. This was way before COVID.
So they'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. But to make the people calling in more comfortable and confident that they're talking to somebody not at a call center. It was crazy.
That seems like kind of like a nice thing. Is that bad? Is that manipulative?
No. I think it definitely, the funeral business, not to get into that, but it's made for making money.
Yeah, my mom worked at a funeral home.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a business made for making money. That doesn't mean that the people who run them aren't nice and kind and generous and helping people through their mourning, but there are a lot of greedy sharks who just know that sometimes people don't know what to do. Okay,
Well,
sorry.
this
That's
isn't
my
a funeral
piece.
home.
Anyway,
So let's recircle back to our
Got it.
story here. This is a corporate office.
Google.
Okay, this is like Google with dogs. So the headshots alone were more than I make in 6 months.
Wow.
So this is a big deal. So when I booked the meeting at my studio with the boss's assistant, let's name her Carrie, I was thinking of how I could impress them. Of course, seeing that they were a dog-friendly company, I decided to bring my dog to the meeting to make them feel comfortable. It's cute. The meeting starts off great. I offer Carrie a drink, show examples of my work, and I noticed that Carrie seems to not like dogs. Oh, well, my dog is very chill, and he goes to the other side of the studio behind me and lays down. Carrie and I continue to chat and talk about how I can work with them. All of a sudden,
No.
Carrie gives me a really strange look, like she's ready to leave. Okay. I try to finish my presentation and put together a quote, and the more I talk about the quote, the more uncomfortable she gets. I know this is going to be a lot of work, so I don't back down on my numbers. Good for you, camper. But Carrie seems like she wants to leave. I know she'll be bringing this quote back to her boss, so I try not to be too concerned. Meanwhile, I notice Carrie has farted.
No. What?
What a segue. I'm going to read that back. Meanwhile, I notice Carrie has farted.
Did she shit herself?
I tried to let it go, but I can't. The smell is giving me a headache. I have to just finish this because you're not going to leave it. I don't want her to know that I noticed because I don't want to embarrass her. I was sure it would go away, but it did not.
Oh no.
She asked me to go to the bathroom. I was more than happy for her and hopeful that she would get it all out of her system. She comes back into my studio and the smell has dissipated a little bit, but not enough. And she's ready to go.
Yeah, I would be too.
I am ready for her to go as well. I show her the door and can't wait to open the window. I go back to the studio and notice behind my chair, there is a giant pile of dog shit.
Not it being her dog the whole time.
I put together what had just happened. As I was absorbed in doing my pitch, my dog was crouched behind me, locking eyes with Carrie, taking a huge dump.
I just picture it like The Office.
That was the reason why she was looking at me so strangely. And that was the reason for the smell that would not go away. And that was the reason I did not get a call back.
Oh no.
I did not have the nerve to follow up. And as for my dog, maybe he was protecting me from a really bad gig, but we will never know. Sign this stinky sales pitch in cabin 6.
Now that is a hoot. Why wouldn't Carrie say anything? What a weirdo.
I know. You know, it's one of those things where like, I feel like I'm so anxious that I would just say it right away. But it's like the longer you wait to say something, it's like.
Yeah, it's lingering. You're not in a huge space. You're in a photo studio.
She's like, this girl reeks. She's farting up a storm. And the other girl's like, there's dog shit behind you. You don't smell it?
That is
she
so
smells
funny.
it. And she's like, what the fuck's happening?
She's like, you're stinky. She's like, where's the bathroom? Oh, blessed be. I'll tell you right around the corner. Go quickly.
That is a love triangle if I never heard of one.
No, that's a hate triangle. Stinky one of that.
How funny is that though?
It's hilarious. This episode of Camp Counselors is sponsored by BetterHelp. New year, new chapter. Campers, it's 2025. Maybe you're ready for a plot twist in your life. Maybe there's a part of your story you've been wanting to revise. Maybe a couple of people you might want to edit out. I don't know. Life isn't about resolutions that fade by February. It's about picking up the pen and becoming the author of your own life. I have to say, I learned a lot about this in therapy, basically setting my goals and setting myself up for success versus, falling off by the middle of the winter and then being disappointed in myself and kicking myself and, falling into the same routines. We all tend to find ourselves on a hamster wheel like that sometimes, but this year can be different. Think of therapy as your editorial partner, helping you write new chapters and create meaningful stories you deserve to live. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. With BetterHelp, you can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. And you can easily switch therapists at any time for no additional cost. Write your story with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/camp to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/camp.
Get out of the water and onto the dock. You're not going to believe what I just heard.
Welcome back to Gossip Doc, y'all. We're here to gossip. This is 100% gossip, not from concentrate. So let's get into this one because this is juicy. You're going to need a napkin after this.
Juicy.
Why are you making that face when you said that?
Okay, I can't. You don't let me take creative liberty.
Can you go online right now?
The
.com?
websites?
Can you go on the World Wide Web and see if you can buy us juicy oozers? But wait, listen to the story first because this is good, but I'm kind of craving juicy oozers. Okay, let's get into it. Gossip Doc. This camper just jumped right into it. My mother-in-law, we'll call her Liz, has been single for a few years now after divorcing my fiance's father in 2021. She's been through a few dating sites and this summer found herself on Silver Singles.
I have never heard of this. Have you heard of that one?
I haven't, but I don't know where I would hear from it. I don't know a lot of single people in their Silver era.
It's like all the Bachelor cast.
True, but
Joan.
I don't know. I think it's clever. It's a clever little title.
Oh no, it's clever girl.
I know farmersonly.com.
I know eHarmony.
City folks just don't get it. Okay, so fast forward to September of this year. She meets Len, a charming, charismatic cavalier, some would say.
What is the full name for Len, please?
Leonard.
Leonard.
Duh.
Leonard.
The fuck? She quickly fell in lust with this man, and that's when the first letter arrived. Camper, I can't. This is my type of writing. Because I literally finished a novel this morning that wrote like this, and I was hooked every single page.
What was it called? They're going to be curious.
Mistletoe Murder. It's a Christmas mystery. A Christmas mystery, if you will.
Was it good?
It was good, but it was written in 1991, so I don't think anybody under the age of 70 would appreciate it the way that I do, but I'm ordering her second book. It's a Lucy Stone mystery. The first of its kind, actually. So she quickly fell in lust with this man, and that's when the first letter arrived. A handwritten letter from an ex in Florida, warning my mother-in-law of Len. He's a cheating, money-hungry mooch, only looking for sex and money. She detailed that just days prior, Len was confessing his love to her and planned to fly to Florida to be with her for Thanksgiving, to be with the ex.
Yeah.
At first, this seemed like a letter from a crazy ex-girlfriend. Liz confronted Len and he admitted as much, ... And what does that mean?
He admitted that probably that was his ex, and he probably was like,
okay, got it. So he's saying like, yeah, I have an ex, but she's like cuckoo bananas.
I don't think he admitted to being like a sex addict and like
no, I don't either,
hungry.
Especially considering the rest of the story.
Also, I'm loving handwritten.
Yeah, me too. But that is dedication, that's someone who doesn't know how to make a fake account.
This is a woman scorned. She's got the time.
Okay, so Len and Liz found happiness in the corny Netflix love story-esque type of ways. Long romantic walks on the beach, trips to see the orchestra. I want to see the orchestra. And dedication of various love stories. And most recently, You're My Lobster. We're from Maine. Don't judge.
I don't judge. I love that.
It is important to note that my mother-in-law is the assessor for a large city in our state. Now, what in the Sam heck is an assessor? Do you know?
Yeah.
She assesses?
They go to the county line and they cross their arms and they say, I don't like this. Or, good job.
Okay, so
and
she's just
demanding.
It is a demanding job, I assume.
You're assessing everything.
God.
I'm actually an assessor of this house.
Day in and day out. Nothing but assessing. I'm an assessorizer. I love a bracelet.
I'm going to assess the situation. I'm hungry.
Bitch, I am too. For juicy oozers. Okay, so the mother-in-law is a big deal. She's an assessor.
Corporate bigwig.
And if you don't know what that is, Google it because you should know. So she found herself in a conundrum as a second personal letter from an ex-girlfriend in California this time made its way to her desk on Wednesday morning. Question.
If this was the same ex from Florida and she wanted to kind of spread some stuff off the trail, hypothetically, Gambers, is it possible to write a letter from like, say, New York, but I want it to appear to be from California?
No.
And I can't write California as the return address.
No.
And you wouldn't know because you can see it?
No, because the stamp. It goes through it does get stamped from like when it's sent through the machines. It'll say where it's coming from.
Okay, I never looked.
Yeah, it always says where it's actually coming from, what facility.
I'm sorry I asked. I'm sorry I'm so stupid. I'm sorry I'm so stupid.
She could have a friend in California who's just as cuckoo bananas as her. But I'm going to believe that this is a whole second woman coming from California. So we've got Florida and California on the line. Hello. Okay, so California made its way to her desk Wednesday morning, noting the same warnings as the first letter, but this time it was typed instead of handwritten. Now that does throw it for a tailspin because it could be like, okay, well, who typed this? This could be the same person. We just don't want to see her handwriting. But then again, it does bring up the fact that it is from
California.
The following day, a third letter from Florida, but on the same traffic cone orange cardstock with an email address listed in its signature with, quote, "From the last 4 women who kicked him out," end quote. So now she's getting a third letter from Florida, and I guess it's traffic cone orange cardstock.
I think she's saying it's the same cardstock as the original letter.
Oh, okay.
Like she's like, I know this cardstock.
Right. Okay. We, my fiance and sister-in-law and me, were intrigued and quite honestly concerned for my mother-in-law's safety at this point. My sister-in-law, we'll call her Jill, created a fake email to reach out on behalf of Liz, requesting no further contact. But the ex-girlfriend, we're calling Sarah, reached out with photos, screenshots, receipt, proof, timeline, screenshots, fucking everything of Len reaching out to various exes while with Liz on a beach walk. Examples of his money-hungry tendencies and a desire to take over her home, and worst of all, his love bombing. So the evidence was damning. When we strolled through her house while we were celebrating Thanksgiving, we noticed that Len had his belongings in every single room, from wine openers to suitcases of clothes and office equipment. The realization, coupled with the screenshots of texts like, quote, "I'm at the beach with Liz right now. The sunset's making me think of you, though."
Ew.
Destroyed Liz.
Oh, poor Liz.
Realizing she'd been duped by someone she thought was so charming. Apparently, he was also going to the house while she was at work to hide his belongings in the closet of my fiance's old bedroom. Can we say weirdo? That's weird. So I'm assuming later on they found that he had hidden stuff in our camper's fiance. I don't know. Maybe just like bits and bops, clothes maybe.
Yeah, he's just like trying to plant his little seed.
Yeah, that's gross. Len was away for the week, but shall return to his belongings at the end of the driveway. My mother-in-law has called it quits, but ex-girlfriend Sarah has not. She continues to reach out to Jill's fake email, waiting for confirmation that Liz broke things off with Len. My suspicion is that Sarah is looking forward to getting Len back. Crazy loves company, right? I hope you enjoyed this gossip. Thank you both for keeping my car rides and dog walks entertaining. You're the best part of my Monday and Wednesday. I will see you both again in Boston 2025. Oh my God, I cannot wait. Woo! Love, the crime scene gossip investigator in cabin 13. Okay, wait. So now let's
weird.
assess.
Let's debrief. Let's assess.
Let's digest and assess. It could have been the California thing throws me for a loop because when I first read this through the first time, I was like, okay, so this is multiple women chiming in, but also the screenshots, like something's going on. Len is no innocent angel. Oh, yeah.
I have some questions about the women that are sending the letters or woman, but at the end of the day, I think Liz does not need Len. So I think Liz is good. Len seems like a weirdo, confirmed weirdo. But also, why was Sarah the name of the woman?
Yeah, the ex.
Why was Sarah the ex, like, confirming triple times? Like, is he gone? Are you done? Are you sure? Like, that does seem a little weird.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's one thing to reach out to be like, hey, from Heartbroken Girl, just trying to save the next
like, let
on
it go
the list.
After.
Yeah, and you let it be. What may be, may be. But also, maybe she herself, Sarah, I'm talking, could be absolutely heartbroken and wants him to have, like, no opportunity. You know, like maybe he is this weird fucking person, but she's like, I'm cutting off any opportunity he has to be with anybody because he destroyed my life and he's awful and he deserves justice and I'm serving it, bitch.
Yeah, this story sounds like the song "That's My Life" by Gracie Abrams.
My life be like, ooh.
She goes, I should warn her. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. You love that song. You love yourself some Gracie. Give yourself some grace.
Give yourself some grace and assess the situation. This episode has to be referred to as like assessing.
Yeah,
something assessing.
All we're doing. Just look. If you're looking around, if you're watching TV, you're assessing the programming.
Hi, I'm Stassi Schroeder. On my podcast, I share candid updates from my personal life, chat with some of my best friends about what's going on in our lives, give commentary on the latest pop culture headlines, and sometimes deep dive into random topics I'm obsessed with, like human design. It's a bit all over the place, but that's how I like it. And you will too. Listen to my podcast, Stassi, wherever you get your podcasts.
Scary stories around the campfire.
Welcome back to Scary Stories Around the Campfire.
I'm so scared.
You're going to be scared when you listen to this one.
Okay.
When I read this, my jaw went, oh, oh. Ooh.
Okay, well, tell me.
Are you excited?
I'm excited, but
okay, I want palpable energy
I'm
in
excited.
everyone's spaces.
I'm leaking. I'm assessing.
Okay.
I'm dripping.
All right. Let me get into it before you get too nauseating, because this story might make you sick.
Oh, God. Is it puke?
No.
Okay.
Just let me read, please.
Okay.
Assess the situation. We're on a podcast.
When I ask you to read the story, you're like, no, I'm taking my time. But when
We're
I
still
want
chatting. Oh!
My mic's off.
Dear counselors, I am mostly healed from this traumatic event, but I can't help to think of it when I'm hunched over a spooky campfire at night. This story is about my beloved deceased grandfather, who I miss dearly and will never forget. No matter how hard I try, you'll see what I mean. I'll set the scene. It was summer of 2020, and my boyfriend and I, now fiance, congrats, were staying over my grandfather's house for the weekend. He recently had surgery, so my BF and I volunteered to help him with the household things for the weekend. My BF and I were in college at the time, and we were tragically sent home during COVID. Luckily, we're from neighboring hometowns and attended the same college. So we got to see each other, but we had no alone time, and hormones were high and raging. We couldn't wait to spend the weekend together because my grandfather was super chill and let us sleep in the same room. In the guest room, there was a pull-out couch on the left wall and a massive desktop computer on the right wall. The guest room doubled as his office space. When it was time for lights out, we knew it was go time. We closed the door, assembled the pull-out couch mattress, and got busy as our bodies were illuminated only by the light of the rotating wallpaper on the desktop computer. Things were getting steamy, and I'm not the type of camper who can rock a bump, so my boyfriend got up to grab protection.
Oh my God. It's like rock a bump. What?
We repositioned in doggy, facing the computer monitor. Mid-bump, my boyfriend gasps and stops abruptly. I pick my head up to find out why, only to see a full frontal nude mirror selfie of my grandfather grinning on the rotating monitor wallpaper.
Not while they're porking.
They're porking and he was trying to get some pork.
Oh my God. If those walls could talk.
Listen,
Oh
we
my God,
both
campy.
are stunned in silence and stare until the photo rotates. Immediately, they needed to assess the situation. We debrief, wondering the who, what, where, when, and why. Was this a medical photo?
Oh my God.
Or a sexy photo?
Grandpa.
If the latter, who is he sending this to?
Oh, silver
Who knew
singles.
he was freaky like this? He was a sassy gay king, by the way.
Oh.
So in hindsight, I'm not surprised.
Okay.
That answers everything.
That answers everything.
Listen, gay men will pork until the Grim Reaper's knocking at the door.
Till kingdom come.
Yes,
They
that will
come.
be done.
I will come.
How did he figure out how to put his photos on a rotating monitor wallpaper?
Maybe he didn't. It probably was in a folder, and then it was just like
The general
rotate the
photo.
folder. Oh,
Should we
God.
continue or should we just go to bed?
You gotta unplug that monitor.
It didn't take long for us to agree. It is not possible to resume after such a terroristic attack.
Oh
Seeing
my
your
God.
grandfather's dick is one beast, but seeing it during sex is another.
Oh,
God rest his soul. I feel his absence every day, but now
Oh
and then I'll see flashes of that monitor wallpaper as a reminder that he is still with me, whether I like it or not. Sincerely, the traumatized
Oh,
tramp
God.
in cabin 4.
Get it printed on the prayer card.
Oh my God. They were roaring.
That is trauma. That is trauma.
The way that it appeared at the moment of Doggy is crazy.
I also know that it was like a fade in. It was like a picture of like a family gathering, and then it just slowly fades in and like moves to the left slightly before rotating to the next picture of a family gathering.
No, it definitely, he was probably on some like chat room site and uploaded it to his computer and not in a different file. And it was probably just like the general photos rotating. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't, I don't think he intentionally was like, oh, put this one on the monitor.
Yeah. I know you can definitely just like have that. I can't. I
I
don't even
love
know
this.
that
It's
man.
Such
and
a
it's
funny story.
It's already burned in my head.
Listen, what a collection of a great story to start the year off. Like literally obsessed with all of them.
No,
They're so good.
We kicked it off good. So send us some stories if you got some good stories. You know how it works. It can literally be about anything as long as it's not a dream. Please, I must reiterate. Thank you so much. You can send us an email at camcounselorspodcast.com or
camcounselorspod@gmail.com.
Yes, camcounselorspod@gmail.com. Thank you so much.
Yes. And next Sunday, we will be in Toronto. So for our Canadian audience, if there's still tickets available, which I'm sure there will be, come see us in Toronto on January 12th.
Hell yeah.
And we'll see you Wednesday. We'll see you next week. And we'll see you forever. And with that being said, lights out, campers.